And hello, everyone. This is, of course, the Reigning Rock podcast. So like, subscribe, share, get it all out there. Share this to every single group you're in. Send it to your friends, send it to your family. Make their day better by sending them this. Likes, share, subscribe, all of that from the get-go. Because I am the excellent one, Ricky Goldman. And I am not here alone. I'm here with the man they call the Emperor, the man himself. He is none other than the man with the voice. He is Sam.
Howdy, howdy.
And how are you today, Sam?
Oh, I'm all right. Just got back from college. I'm home for a day.
What is it that you're studying?
Broadcasting.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah. I certainly think you've got the voice for broadcasting. Me, not so much, maybe, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I could do well in broadcasting or no?
Well, you're doing it. You're doing a podcast and with some hits, so I don't see why not.
True, very true. So yeah, we'll get on with this. We'll kick things off with the very first segment, which of course is this right here. That is right. Let's pull up a chair and smell what's cooking at the table. And what have I been up to? The usual. Going to the gym. I'm actually feeling quite tired. I've quite a good session today at the gym, and been gearing up for next month's Love of Wrestling convention. Getting t-shirts ready to take. I wear a different t-shirt for each wrestler that I get a photo with. Been buying photos. Been buying stuff for my cosplays. I'm doing a cosplay entrance. So yeah, I've been gearing up for that. And coming up, I've got more of the same. Gym, my craft thing. The craft thing I go to didn't happen this week, but it will be happening next week. And I've also got a wrestling show next week that I'll be going to. But you'll hear about that next Sunday. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. So Sam, what have you been up to, and what have you got coming up?
I did a mock speech recently called "Toilet Paper in the Woods." It was about a bear and a werewolf fighting over toilet paper. If you want what it was, yes, and I made it myself. My Royal Rumble event's coming up, and then something cool is in May. I realized Christmas. I should have mentioned this last time. I don't think I did. I got AC/DC tickets.
It was ECDC. ACDC. Okay. Oh yeah, the band.
There you go.
Can you? Okay. Well, isn't the Rumble on Netflix now? With it mainly, isn't it, or is it still in? Is it still? Can you? Yeah, I thought everything was on Netflix now, isn't it, or is it not?
I looked. I thought everything was going to be on Netflix. They weren't clear on that. All I see on Netflix is Raw. Now I'm looking at Peacock. They still got the Prime.
Okay.
I think they need to move the program.
So for us and the international crowd, it's on Netflix. So that's why I got confused. For us, everything's on Netflix. Obviously, Raw for the entire world. But for us, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views. Not sure Saturday night's main event will be next Saturday. That's probably still going to be on the YouTube channel, unlisted. And how are you meant to find it when it's unlisted? That makes no sense. Anyway, but yes, the Rumble for us will be on Netflix, Avengers Day, I mentioned German Mania, so on and so on. So yeah, AC/DC, they've done a few themes for. Didn't they do a theme for SmackDown, or am I mistaken?
Like, Are You Ready was one they did for SmackDown. And then I think that's it that I can remember.
Great theme, and then they've just like gone to whatever theme they've got now.
Yeah.
It is what it is, though.
Aren't that good these days when it comes to Raw and SmackDown.
the Raw theme isn't too bad. What's your opinion on the new Raw theme?
Meh.
Yeah, and I'm for when I like 50 Cent. He's my rap guy. I've been to see he came here into the UK years and years ago. I went to see him live, seen all these movies. So I'm like I suppose a 50 Cent mark. Travis Scott I've never really heard of, but yeah, the themes. Yeah, like you say, it's okay. So you didn't you say you're going to the Rumble this year? Or am I mistaken with somebody else that said they're going to the Rumble?
That's me.
So you're going to the Rumble, so you're not hosting a party. Okay, then, right. I was confused. I thought you were hosting a watch-along party. No. Okay, so you're attending the events. Okay, yeah, you've got. So the Rumble is pretty stacked already. You've got Cena, Rollins, Punk, Reigns, Drew, Rey Mysterio just announced for it. So you've got about 4 or 5 winners there already. Yeah, all but Punk's won it. Jay's in it. LA Knight's in it. I'll be watching, and I'll try and look out for you. But to let's get. Sorry.
I don't think you're going to be seeing me.
Probably not. I'll be more interested in in-ring action, but like I said, I'll still keep a lookout for you. But who knows? But let's grab some popcorn. Walk down that red carpet. The cameras are flashing because it is time for. That is right, movie talk. So 4 movies I've watched since last week. Den of Thieves 2 was okay. I watched it because I thought 50 Cent was going to be in it. He wasn't. I think he might have died in the first one, so perhaps that's why he wasn't in the second one. But yeah, it was okay. A Man Called Otto. That's on Netflix, starring Tom Hanks. I don't think Tom Hanks has ever made a bad movie. Great movie. Yeah, great movie. Highly recommend it. If you're a Tom Hanks fan, definitely watch it. Like I said, I don't think he's ever made a bad movie. I can't even think of one. So I'll go over the other 2 movies I've watched. But Sam, have you watched any movies lately? And also, have you got your eyes on any movies you're going to be watching? Maybe going to the cinema or Netflix or anywhere?
Well, it's hard for me to go because, as I've said many times, I'm not a movie guy. But one I did run into just because it was, on was Men in Black.
Great movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then a couple of TV series I've been wanting to watch because now I got Netflix because of the whole WWE moving to Raw. Is Love on the Spectrum. I've been wanting to watch that.
Are you a fan of Squid Games? Or I'm not. My mom loves it. Loved
I checked out
it.
Squid Games and it was an ordeal. And then trying to think of what else. Another show I've watched a lot lately, as I have all the seasons of it now, is this show on the Food Network. It canceled, unfortunately, but I still like it. It's called Cutthroat Kitchen. And basically, it's a cooking competition where they cook assigned dishes. But here's the catch. There's what they call sabotages. So maybe, for example, pineapple upside down cake. One of the contestants had to literally cook their meal, their dessert, pineapple upside down cake, while hanging upside down.
that sounds really interesting.
Or when they're making whoopie pie, for example, a sabotage was you had to tiptoe around the kitchen because whoopee cushions were attached to your feet, and each time you made whoopee, you would get fined $100.
Yeah, that certainly does sound interesting. I'm not really a fan of cooking shows, but I do like Gordon Ramsay. He just like hates any frozen food and just. I don't know if you watch Kitchen Nightmares, but yeah, that's what I like.
But I watched Hell's Kitchen.
Just some of the rants, that's wrong. Just smashing the plate against the wall and just okay.
The worst one is Raj, and he's memorable for the wrong reasons. And here's a great example. So when you're making pizza, and I don't cook, and I know this, you roll out the dough, right?
Of course. Well, no, I just order a pizza, but yes, if you're making it, you roll it out, yeah.
Well, instead of rolling it out, he thinks you need to put mozzarella on the dough.
Some people can cook and some people can't, but the other two movies I've watched are Long Legs, decent horror. Well, it is horror, it's about a serial killer, but yeah, that was decent. And the movie I watched this morning was Back in Action. That's also on Netflix. Your typical spy movie, really nothing different. But the movie I've got my eye on is Wolfman. I do like my horror movies, and Henry Danger the movie, because I will sit and watch anything. So I want to watch those two movies. Probably on Fire Stick. Highly doubtful we'll go to the cinema to watch either of them. Henry Danger might even be on Netflix. I'm not so sure. But yeah, those are the two movies I've got my eye on this month. So let's go. I'm going to play one promo, then we're going to get into some wrestling chatter. But let me play this. Broadway. Oh. Not that. No. Give me a second. Here we are. There we are. That is right. Protein Teas, Goldman's one. Link in the description. Check out that description. Check out everything in it. And Protein Teas, Goldman one's only $19.99. So a lot cheaper than a WWE shirt. A lot cheaper than an AEW shirt. Your current shirts for WWE, your $50, $60, ridiculous prices. You look at the new Penta shirt. Mine a lot cheaper. Protein Teas Goldman one. That is again Protein Teas Goldman one. Head over, check out all my designs. Take a look, buy them, and if you can't buy them, get the word out there.
Do me a favor. Send me a link. Send me the link when we're done with the podcast. So I might try to get.
That will do. So we'll hook up. The ring is ready. The lights are ready. Our entrances are made because it is time for. Let me find the video. It is time for this right here. So that is right. Wrestling Roundup. Let's start with AEW Collision. I checked the results. Nothing really interesting happened on it. There we are. Every week I will check. Should anything interesting happen, I will cover it here. Otherwise, no. It's a load of matches thrown together. So, with Dynamite, let's quickly go through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. So, Kenny Omega is back in action, and he's off to winning ways as he defeated and beat Brian Cage. Okay. The Hurt Syndicate consisted of MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin, I believe, defeated Mark Briscoe and Private Party. Hook went over Christian by DQ. Tony Storm won a gauntlet match to go and get a women's title shot, I think at the Australia show on February 15th. And John Moxley retained against Powerhouse Hobbs. Okay, I'll give it. Jesus Christ. Opening match. So, Sam, I've got a new rating system here. So, from jobber to main event. So, jobber, opening match, mid card, main event. Make it a bit more wrestling here. And
with that with me, because as I said before, I don't watch AEW.
That's fine. But for Raw, SmackDown, etc., I want to make it a bit more wrestling here, and I like to have new rating systems every year, and that this year it's that.
Okay.
So let's go let's move on to the Monday night show that is now solely on Netflix, exclusively on Netflix, and that is Raw. So another commercial-free Raw. Presumably it's commercial-free going forward. Cool. Not sure if this will drag in the casuals. Probably not. For example, AEW, I watched the pay-per-views, and even those I don't really want to watch this year. I will watch them, but if there's something else on, I won't. So I don't know if the February show, if the Australia show is a pay-per-view. Regardless, I will be watching Vengeance Day. So if there's nothing else on, I'll watch the AEW pay-per-views. But if Dynamite was commercial-free, would that pull me into watch? No, it wouldn't. So does the casual fans pull the casual fans into WWE? Probably not. It was clobbering time. We kicked off with CM Punk coming out. Seth Rollins interrupts, declares himself for the Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre interrupts and declares himself for the Royal Rumble. Good opener. All three have got history. Yeah, cool. I'll get your thoughts on that. Also, the first match was Zero Miedo, the debut of Penta in WWE. One-on-one against Chad Gable. Obviously, fresh action here. Yeah, good match. Good debut. I liked it, but some people are saying he shouldn't really go 50-50 against Chad Gable. But yeah, it was a cool debut. So yeah, your thoughts, Sam, about the opener with Punk, Rollins, and Drew, and Penta's debut?
Well, I think because now we're hitting the Royal Rumble, and your recent feud with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, I feel like adding Drew McIntyre makes sense. I mean, they feuded off in SummerSlam when that era was happening. And I feel like Drew McIntyre is now an added flair to the game. Because look at it before. It was just CM Punk and Seth Rollins. And for some reason, they put Drew McIntyre off. Okay, not the smartest idea. But now they're bringing another player in. Now they can add in to that SummerSlam aura. I don't see why not. I kind of digged it. Now, with Penta, I haven't seen the match yet. However, I don't know. I mean, if you say it's a great debut, I believe you. We'll see where he goes. I think we need to give him a chance. But from what I saw, there was a video where he tried to do a leg drop, but he completely screwed it up.
Yeah, there were a few little botches, but yeah, a few botches, but the match overall was good. Chad Gable's a good first opponent. There are a lot of people saying, well, you should just put him away in seconds rather than having probably a 20-minute match, I think it was. Like, yeah.
I definitely have hope for Penta. I'm not saying let's throw him out the window like others, but I just hope Penta doesn't become a Sin Cara.
Oh, didn't he botch his debut? Wasn't he against Sheamus, and he botched going off the ropes or something?
I'll be honest with you, Sin Cara, growing up, I loved him. Right, growing up. Now looking back at his matches and his ring attire, and not ring attire, but his way he did it, it's like, why did I like him? Because
he was
have a trampoline to hop over the top rope.
Yes, and he got spotted on TV a few times.
That was so stupid. And then you botch your moves, and then second, you stop a match in the middle because you got a broken finger.
When Hunico became Sin Cara, he did much better, but the original Sin Cara, who debuted against Sheamus, I believe, awful. Just really awful. And then they did a mask versus mask, and then they wrote off Hunico, and I just thought, okay. And then they brought Hunico back as Sin Cara anyway. Anyway, let's move on to the next match with Sheamus Ludwig Kaiser. This was okay. I would have had Ludwig win. He didn't. Sheamus took the victory. Okay. Gunter came on out, interrupted by Jey Uso, the Yeet Master, and we're now getting at Saturday Night. But we're getting 2 matches at the Saturday Night's main event for the Men's World Heavyweight Championship. Gunter versus Jey Uso, and Braun Breaker taking on Sheamus, defending his IC title. Okay, Saturday Night's main event is TV, but they are certainly TV matches. Jey Uso, Gunter could main event a pay-per-view possibly, but yeah. So your thoughts on Sheamus going over Ludwig, and I don't know if you saw the Gunther Jey Uso thing, and your thoughts on the 2 matches made.
Ludwig and Sheamus, it's like you, okay? I think it's kind of sad you're not building up Ludwig because he could just be as dominant as Gunther. I think if he was given a chance. Again, that's just my opinion. But Gunther and Jey Uso, oh boy. I don't know if you should give Jey Uso a heavyweight championship match. Because here's the thing. All right, he's definitely popular. He can do somewhat moveset and hang in there, but I don't think it's the time.
Yeah, well, we're going to do predictions in a little bit here, but I'll say I will be totally shocked. I'll be shocked if Jey wins, but yes, he's super popular. He's probably the most popular guy. Look at his entrance. And then he's probably not winning this. He's not winning the Rumble. He's like, okay, when are you going to finally pull the trigger and give him the title?
Give Jey maybe 6 months and then put the title on him.
We'll see.
That's just a suggestion.
We'll see. But I see a certain former Doctor of Thugonomics winning the title at Mania. Should that be Cody or Gunther? Probably Gunther, but we'll see. We got your first ever women's IC champion, Intercolor champion. I wanted Dakota Kai to win. She didn't. Lyra Valkyria won. Okay. She gets really no crowd reaction at all. Okay. That's it. That's my review of that match there. The Miz lost to Sami Zayn. The Miz is now just become a glorified job. I can't remember the last match. I know he and Final Assessment beat the White at 6, but that's it. Before that, I can't remember. So cool win for Sami, but the Miz have really become a glorified jobber. So we want to give your thoughts on both those matches, Zayn and Miz and Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai.
Well, the matches and both of the reactions are the same thing. Meh.
Rhea Ripley came on out, cutting a promo, and Nia Jax followed. Bayley was in the crowd. She got in. She spoke as well. They both beat up Nia. Okay, I like the Bailey's all over everywhere, and we'll get to NXT in a little bit here, but fair enough. And in a street fight match, main event, Damian Priest defeated Finn Balor. Good match. I presume this is the end of the feud now. I will probably have done this at Saturday Night's main event because why not? Maybe even the Rumble, but okay. It was your main event. And Raw finished half an hour early, your very first ever 2.5 hour Raw, so they made history there. I personally think that's better because you're not looking at the clock and thinking, when is this ending? It just ends, and you go, oh, and you don't know when it's ending. So I think that's less predictable. Rating for Raw, opening, just above opening match, I will give it. So yeah, your thoughts on the Rhea Ripley, Nia, Bailey stuff you want to give any thoughts? Damien going over Priest, the early ending to Raw, and your rating for it.
Well, I think the Rhea ordeal, that was just to build the Bailey and Nia rivalry. Well, let's be honest, which isn't okay, whatever. The Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, it wasn't too bad of a match. I don't think it was the best. I don't see it getting voted as like the top 10 matches of 2025.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the main event alive. So I'll say for the rating, mid-Carter.
What your thoughts on the early ending to Raw? It ended supposedly half an hour early.
Well, early endings, not too bad. I'm like you're not watching the clock and you're like, when is it going to be over? Because I know when I was younger, and this is me being the autism spectrum guy, I would obsess over it, talk about it for 20 hours. But now growing up, it's like, I got other things to do.
True, but yeah, like with SmackDown, you just like, oh, 3 hours. We'll get to SmackDown shortly here, but it's like, oh, okay, half an hour to go, 15 minutes to go. Oh, it's 3 hours, finally it's over. Which shouldn't be the reaction. It should be, I want this to be 4 hours, but it's a bit of a drag. On to the Tuesday night show, NXT, that had Obafemi coming out and open the show. Tony Angelo interrupted him. You had Eddie Thorpe attack Oba. Later on in the show, it got made Eddie Thorpe, Obafemi next week for the title. So Eddie Thorpe getting another title shot. He certainly knows how to get the shots. He obviously had the triple threat. Now he's getting a one-on-one shot. Your first match of the night, Shotzi over Stephanie Vaquia. No, I have no problems here. I think they're saving Stephanie, and I think she should win the title Mania weekend at Stand and Deliver. That's when you're about making stars. But she'll probably win it Vengeance Day. But I would give her to a Stand and Deliver, but I've got a feeling they're going to go for a Vengeance Day. And your second match, which I'm going to get your thoughts on the opener, the first match, and the second match, which was Ethan Page quickly going over Dante Chen. Okay, the story became more after the match when he targeted his ankle and like put his ankle between the steps and tried to break it. This brought out Javon Evans. That builds up that rivalry. So yeah, your thoughts on everything. So you open it with Oba, Tony, and Eddie. Shotzi beating Stephanie and Ethan Page beating Dante Chen.
I will go on, because again, not an NXT guy.
Okay. I'll just quickly run through it and then my thoughts of it then. Metaphor over when defeated on Whole Union in the number one contenders match. They're going on to get a title shot. I think they do it. I think it's time for them to be called up. I think they've done everything they can in NXT. So yeah. Cora Jade finally winning the match after about 3 months. I think she won one match since returning in October. I think it was October she returned. So very much need win for Cora. Nathan Fraser and Axiom hold on to the tag team titles against OTM. I would have liked OTM to win, but I get why they didn't, because Fraser and Axiom are now going on to face DIY, I presume non-title, but so I get why OTM didn't win. And Roxanne Perez came on out. Then Bailey did. Bailey returned into NXT. They brawled to close the night out. Opening match again. Speed. I'll quickly speed through it, and that was Chad Gable, Charlie Dempsey, one-on-one. Chad Gable coming out on top. They put on a good performance. That's also opening match. And Friday night SmackDown, had your Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio coming on out. Kevin Owens interrupts, sets a match up for later on. But your first match of the evening was Bianca Belair and Naomi going over and beating Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. A little bit shocked there. I thought you'd have Nia and Nia win. Not Nia and Candice, but more importantly, Nia win. If the plans are she's getting a title shot or maybe even winning the Rumble. I don't know. personally, I think it's between her and Liv Morgan to win the Rumble. I can't see anybody else. But yeah, so we'll slightly shocked about the first match. So your thoughts on the Ray Owen coming face off and the first match?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. As sad as they didn't build Ray going, like I would have wished before the week it would have said like Ray returns home. It kind of brought me back to nostalgia because the crowd was going loud for him. I mean, it was definitely a homecoming for sure, and it reminded me of my childhood watching the fans going Ray Mysterio because I was that growing up as a child. And when Kevin Owens knew, I knew they were gonna have a match down the road, and I know we're getting into it, but I knew it was used to build up with Ray and Cody. I figured that out. That's not rocket science, but as far as your women's goes, okay. But I'm with you. The winner of the Rumble, in my view, now hearing what you said, will be Nia Jax. I think she could win it.
Liv, you don't think Liv's could have a chance?
Liv's got a chance. But I'm going with by appearance and height and stardom. Nia's pretty dominant.
Well, I just simply looked at the roster and thought most of them are jobbers. Who's getting some sort of push, and it's Nia or Liv. Unless you have someone on NXT win it, and that's their call up, and so you could have like maybe a Roxanne win it, perhaps. But she's not established enough. You could even have somebody from TNA win it. That's probably never going to happen. You could have like a Jordan Grace come in and win the Rumble, because that's what the Rumble should be. Unpredictable. No, well, this person's going to win, and you know they're going to win. It should be unpredictable.
Well, the smartest bet would be Nia, because I think if we do Liv Morgan, it's going to be Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Whoop-de-doo, we've been there 3 times. But with Nia, we can have a first time about it, Nia versus Tiffany, because we know Bayley has just lost Tiffany. And I think what they could do is keep the title belt on Tiffany, let her defend at the Royal Rumble, win it, Nia wins the Rumble, and then you have this, one of them turns babyface, likely Tiffany, and then you have this feud you can build of when Tiffany stabbed Nia in the back.
If Liv didn't win the Rumble, who's left for Rhea anyway? It's probably going to be those two at Mania. Unless Becky return, let's do Becky, Rhea again, perhaps, but. And this is the problem. Sorry.
I like what you're thinking. Becky Lynch could be like a WrestleMania rematch.
So you have a return at the Rumble but not win it, and she could maybe win the Chamber or something, perhaps. No, she won it, didn't she? Who won it? Oh, Rhea won it, didn't she?
Yeah,
Rhea won it last year, and Drew and Rhea.
Lynch. But I'm thinking maybe Becky comes back and it's a redemption story.
Yeah, Drew won it last year, and Becky. No, Rhea won it. Rhea defended the title.
Yeah, but
so
I
Becky
won
the Chamber.
Make Rhea stay babyface, but turn Becky heel because she's so dang bitter about losing.
Yeah, it was I suppose big enough for them to main event. They had a match last year. Was it not Becky Rhea last year? Or was it 39? Was that 39?
It was 40.
Okay. Second match of the night, Jimmy Uso, Carmelo Hayes. Jimmy Uso winning via DQ, because I'm going to still call him the Bloodline, got involved. Solo coming out, saying nothing, walked off. Jacob spoke, LA Knight and Braun Strowman came on out. Fended off the Bloodline, and now you're getting Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman at Saturday Night's main event. That should be good. Your third match in tag team action. Moses and Machine Guns over Los Garza. Yeah, cool. From there, we'll now go on to get a title shot against DIY, which will probably happen on SmackDown next week because they've got to fill. Oh, I think it is next week. I don't know. I'm not sure if it got announced. If it probably is next week because we've got 3 hours to fill. Rather than Sunday night's main event, let's do it the night before. But your thoughts on Jimmy going over Hayes by DQ, the solo stuff, and Los Garzas losing to Mustard City Machine Guns?
Well, Jimmy Uso and Carmelo, the wrong guy won. They need to build Carmelo. I think Carmelo has a higher chance of being successful in this business right now than Jimmy Uso. Because, let's be honest, the Uso situation, it's like the Hardy Boys. Jeff got bigger. Jay's bigger right now. Matt Hardy got smaller. Jimmy's smaller right now, in popularity-wise. And Jimmy's just trying to fit in. So you might as well be being Ryan Jay's coattails at the moment. But after, I'm not going to lie, that got a little interesting. Because Solo left, and then Jacob Fatu spoke, and then that was the first time I think we saw, Jacob Fatu can not only kick some butt, but he can actually kind of give an intense promo. And in my opinion, I think it's interesting to see what we can do with Jacob Fatu, because I think out of all the bloodline, the new bloodline members, he had a higher chance of being successful than Solo and the Tama Tonga guy and the Tonga Loa guy. Because all I remember Tama Tonga for is his ordeal.
And your thoughts on Mustard City Machine Guns beating Los Garza?
Man.
Moving on then to the women's action that's our Piper Niven over BFAB, very quickly done. It looks like BFAB's getting a push. Looks like it'll be her, Meechin taking on Piper and Chelsea probably next week. Again, if don't quote me if that was announced, it probably was. If not, it's probably going to be announced because again, they have to fill 3 hours. Cool. And your next match, which probably should have been the main event, but okay, was Rey Mysterio against Kevin Owens. Kevin going over Rey, building momentum for heading into the Rumble. Cool. And before the main event, we also found out the Hall of Famer, the main event himself, Shawn Michaels, will be at Saturday night's main event to officiate a contract signing between Owens and Cody. Yeah, it'd be cool to see Shawn Michaels. Always says, of course, he's no stranger to ladder matches, so that makes sense. So yeah, your thoughts on if you've got any against for Piper going over BFAB, Owens going over Rey, and Shawn Michaels being at Saturday night's main event?
Well, I think what they're doing with the United States part, maybe not the Intercontinental, like, yeah, that's got, but United States, let's be honest, I think people are paying more attention to the Women's United States Championship. And I think from a personal standpoint, they built Meechin and Chelsea Green right. Now, Piper Niven and BFAB, they're just going to be sidekicks. But I think with Meechin and Chelsea, people I think are paying attention because they built Meechin up. Now people are looking at her like, oh, okay. And even Chelsea Green. Before, she was the first one eliminated in the Royal Rumble. I can't see her being the first one eliminated in the Royal Rumble this year, for example.
I would hope not.
But that answers your question. Now, your Rey Mysterio and Kevin Owens match, and I kind of knew that was going to happen about getting built up. And the package pile driver, I kind of assumed that was going to happen. But this Shawn Michaels is interesting. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen at Saturday's night main event. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes are going to come out. They're going to blab away. But then Kevin Owens is going to somehow turn his attention to Shawn Michaels, attack Cody, and at the end of the day, we'll be seeing Shawn Michaels taking the package pile driver.
Ooh, I don't know. He's old, isn't he? How old is Shawn Michaels?
I know. But that's what I think. I think Kevin's going to give Shawn the package pile driver as a way to build up this new mean, vicious character. and clearly it's going to piss off Cody Rhodes.
If you're going to do that, then Owens definitely needs to win at the Rumble, and a ladder match is a perfect way for him to win the title because he doesn't have to pin Cody, so Cody's not looking weak. Just take the title down, and there we are.
I'm all right with that because I like Kevin Owens better than Cody Rhodes. That's just my view. And from what I've heard, management is considering taking the belt off of Cody before WrestleMania.
And then you do Owens, Zayn at the Elimination Chamber, and then I would do Owens at Mania, and you give Cody whoever. I don't know.
Well, it could be Zayn, and I wouldn't mind running that back. Or we. And
this is why everybody shouldn't be 50-50 because the fact that we're not that far away from Mania now. 2 months. But it's in middle of April, isn't it? So let's say, I think they said it on SmackDown about 100 days away or something, which isn't that long. So 100. So let's say it's 100 days away from now, and I can't say who Cody could face. That's not good. Because everybody feels 50-50 except for Reigns, Punk, and that's really about it.
Yeah. Oh, they have this. CM Punk wins the Rumble. Owens versus Zayn, Owens versus Punk at Mania.
Rumors, and there are only rumors. Punk Reigns at Mania. I don't know how they get to that, but I think Rollins and Punk are going to cost each other the Rumble.
That could happen.
But I think this Rumble this year is very interesting. You've got, like I said, 6 or 7 former winners in it. Is it Cena's year? Does Drew do it? You've got Penta in it. Who you going to see from TNA? Who gets called up? Is Trick Williams going to get called up? In the women's, is Roxanne Perez going to get called up? So I think this year's Rumble is interesting.
Hey, I must have picked the perfect year to attend.
But, well, unfortunately, you're probably not going to get The Rock, but you can't get everything. And your main event for SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton retaining against Bayley, still your women's champion. Yeah, cool. Now, so no interference with Nia Jax. So the rumors of Nia and Tiffany happening at the Rumble, I guess, isn't. That was the rumors. Yeah, decent main event. Opening match is my rating. So what's your thoughts on the main event and your rating for it?
I'm with you on opening match. My thoughts on the Bayley versus Tiffany, I kind of expected, well, Tiffany's going to win that match. I think the Nia versus Tiffany is still going to happen. I think it's just going to happen at WrestleMania.
So they drag it out all the way to Mania? They could, but
they could, or maybe at the Chamber.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But there is a pay-per-view. There's a TV special coming up next Saturday night's main event. We will predict the 3 matches for it after I've played this right here. So let me put. Where are we? One second. Trying to find it. There we are. So, what have we got? We've got Jacob Fatu 1-on-1 against Braun Strowman. I think they give it to Jacob. What have you got?
I'm going to go with Fatu too.
We've got Braun Strowman, Sheamus for the Intercontinental title. I don't think Sheamus does it here. If he's ever going to do it, it'll be a WrestleMania. Yeah, Braun wins probably with Ludwig Kaiser getting involved, but the result would be Braun retaining. Who have you got?
Braun.
Main events. I presume there'll be more matches made, but your main events, Jey Uso to get on Gunther for the Men's World Championship. As you said earlier, just look how popular Jey is. They should give him the title, but I don't think they're going to do. I think it's going to be Goldberg versus Gunther at Rumble, because Goldberg's coming back on the Raw before the Rumble, and they're going to make the match there. No. If I'm WWE and I know this is Goldberg's last run ever, I'm using him everywhere. So very quickly, I mean, Matt Saturday Night Main Event doing something. He's on that Raw. He's on the following SmackDown. He hosts the Rumble. Why not? He spears Braun Breaker at Chamber, and he's Braun Goldberg for the IC title at Mania, and Braun's the guy to finally retire Goldberg. But they're probably going to do Goldberg, Gunther at the Rumble because there's no one else for Gunther. So my prediction here is Gunther retaining. Who have you got?
Gunther.
So that's our Saturday night's main event predictions. I'll play one more ad, and I'm going to get into some news and headlines. But let me play this one. Let me find it. Let me play this first. So that is right. Like, subscribe, share, all of that. And I'm going to be live in about another few hours from now with my first ever TNA watch along TNA Genesis. I've come in here. They've been over here. I've been to been to when they came over here. Watched TNA pay-per-views many years ago, but they are on fire right now. So yeah, I'm going to be watching TNA Genesis later on and doing a watch along for it. So let's do. So yeah, the studio's ready. Us newsreaders are ready. The headlines are ready. So it's time for this right here. That is right. News and headlines. Not one, not two, not three, but four big news headlines to start with. So I'm going to let Sam begin. One of the two news stories I said to cover. So you choose which to begin with.
So Vince McMahon dropping the charges, I believe, was the first one. And my thoughts on it, I mean, I'm not surprised. I think Vince McMahon could have paid out of everything. He's a billionaire. What do you expect?
Yeah, I think he obviously has paid them off. I'm a little shocked. Just for those that read, and he made it for some weird reading. I'm not going to go into any of what was said, but for those that read what happened with the poor Janelle Grant, I'm shocked. But yeah, he's probably paid them off. I would imagine that he's probably never coming back to WWE now. I don't think this means he's coming back next week and he's never going to be running Raw again or anything like that. But yeah, slightly quite shocked, but also you are correct. He probably paid them off millions and millions, if not billions and billions. The second news story is Corey Graves. So Corey Graves unhappy with being demoted to NXT. I don't call that a demotion. NXT's on fire, and we have got a comment that someone sent in. I'm going to show it now. So I pray to Jesus. Sorry, I pray that Jesus they fire Corey Graves. He's untalented and ungrateful on this spread. I certainly definitely don't agree. I think that's the problem. He is talented. He can call anything, Raw, SmackDown. He calls Speed by himself. He can call NXT. He can call pay-per-views. He can be fit into anywhere, and that's the problem. And kind of what do they do now? Obviously, he's been replaced on Speed. Who now calls pay-per-views? We don't think it'd be him and Michael Cole. And what do they do now when Pat McAfee leaves to go do College Game Day in August, whenever that happens, whenever he's leaving? Surely Corey Graves would just have replaced him. So people are saying this is a work and he's going to be in the Rumble. Maybe, maybe not. But if it is real, I'm shocked because I don't consider going to NXT a demotion at all. 3-man boos don't work, so that's a problem. But I certainly don't agree he's untalented. I think he's very talented and he fits in anywhere, and that's the problem. He can call anything. But Sam, your thoughts of Corey Graves being unhappy with his demotion?
I'm with you. I think it's a work.
Do you see him being in the Rumble or no?
I could see it actually this year.
And if it's not a work and he is unhappy, do you agree with me that he can fit in anywhere, or do you agree with this wall rads that he's untalented?
I think he's not untalented. He's just not the best one out there. In my opinion, the two best commentators currently are Pat McAfee and Michael Cole.
Yeah, I like Booker T, and I suppose you don't watch NXT, but I do. But I like Booker T and Vic Joseph. I like Wade Barrett. Joe Tessitore. I don't think they mix. I don't think they flow. So you got a second news story? Do you want to announce what that is and give your thoughts on it?
The other news story is Malakai Black leaving AEW. Not surprised. It seems like Aleister Black, and that's how I know, so I'm going to call him Aleister, is a businessman. So I think Mr. Black goes where the money goes. And we know AEW is becoming a pothole. So, yeah, he's going to go probably to WWE or a different wrestling company. Now, in my opinion, because of there's so much stars going on, he could go and be popular for a big while in WWE, but if that's going to last for a while, he might be better off in TNA.
It will be interesting. Maybe he turns up tonight at Genesis. We'll have to wait and see when I'm doing my watch along later. Everybody watch my watch along. But yes, he could turn up there. But I think he said himself he's basically wants to come back to WWE. Triple H loves him. So again, I'm going to ask you the question. Okay, I'm going to ask myself the question and then you, Sam. Could he be in the Rumble? I think he could. So again, this is what I'm saying. This year's Rumble very interesting. You've got all the former winners. Could Corey Graves be in it? Could Malakai Black return and be in it? Who gets called up? What TNA guys are going to be in it? Does Joe Hendry turn up? I'll ask you that question in a second. But the first question is: do you see Malakai Black being in the Rumble this year? You cut out there. Do you want to say that again?
Yes, he could be in the Royal Rumble.
Okay. And you say his name and he will appear. Joe Hendry being in the Rumble.
Well, I don't know, but maybe if we say his name, he will.
I think he will. I think he and Nick Nemeth will be in it, or Dolph Ziggler. And you have R-Truth coming out, and see the fans have got to know Joe Hendry's name has been said. If they say it on commentary, the fans there don't know. So does R-Truth come out beforehand, reams off a few names, and Joe Hendry is one of those. He says Joe Hendry, but he skips. So he's like, I don't know, I can't. Andre the Giant, Joe Hendry, The Rock, and he just says Joe Hendry, but he skips his name, just onto the next. So he said it, but straight onto another name, and then Joe Hendry is next. And just imagine the pop he's going to get. Fans are going to love him. And the big news story is WWE TNA partnership. Great news for TNA. Now, I was hoping this meant big things for both. Well, certainly big things for TNA, but also big things for WWE. I was hoping this could mean anything. You could have John Cena turn up in the TNA because never say never. Maybe The Rock turns up at TNA. You could have Moose in the Rumble. You could have Nick Nemeth, Joe Henry in the Rumble. You could have, I don't know their roster, Ace Austin turn up to NXT. You could have whoever turn up to SmackDown. But apparently it's just NXT guys. Okay, fair enough. Because it's more exposure for the TNA, the NXT guys, but it's just more of the same. They've already had NXT guys in TNA, so it's just really more of the same. But I'm hoping it means big things. So yeah, your thoughts?
I'm with you. I hope it means bigger things, that more TNA stars will join WWE or be a part of it. But TNA is a smaller wrestling company, as we know, and I think they needed it.
And would you see John Cena possibly being in TNA? Or is it too small for him?
No, I feel like where he is now, he could be in TNA, but I don't think he would, just knowing how he is.
You have Joe Henry wins tonight. See, 3 months away is a long time. The Rumble. So Joe Henry wins tonight. Cena wins a title at Mania. Turns up to TNA and puts over Joe Henry. But by then, Joe Henry is super. I don't know. But I'm not going to rule out Cena being in TNA. I think that would be pretty cool if he was. Doesn't have to wrestle. If he's just there to do a promo, just imagine that. I'm getting giddy already thinking about it. But we'll put this up for you quickly just to promote. So that's your YouTube channel, is it? Now you've got a YouTube channel, have you not?
I do. That is my podcast channel, my friend. One drop out tomorrow. It's going to be about a domestic abuse survivor.
Okay, I've caught a previous episode. You had somebody else with autism on, didn't you? Or no? Am I making that up?
They were a foster. So the last one I had, they were a foster parent to a child with autism.
Okay, I think that's maybe what it is then. But yeah, so yeah, check out Sam's pod. Well, I've said YouTube there, but it is YouTube podcast. YouTube, call it what you like. But yeah, head over, check it out. He's had some big guests on. So Kane, you've had on Al Snow, Buff Bagwell, Jake the Snake, I believe. You've had all those names on, haven't you?
Victoria as well. I'm trying to think of who else here. RVD and Raven.
And I'll be meeting Jake the Snake Roberts next month, so I might mention his name to you. I don't know if he'll remember because he's getting old, but yes.
Well, tell him he says.
Say that again, sorry.
Tell me you know Sam Mitchell from Autism Rocks and Rolls and see what he says.
If I'll say, who's that? I don't know. He's old, so. But yeah, so people head over to Sam's podcast, like, subscribe to that, and like and subscribe to mine as well. I will see you guys in about 2.5 hours from now for my TNA watch along. But Sam, a big thank you to you for joining me.
Of course, man, anytime.
And everybody, yes, like, subscribe, share, spread this everywhere. Tune into my TNA Genesis watch along in about 2.5 hours from now. I will see you guys then. But for now, like, share, subscribe, and always remember, if wrestling is the game, Excellence is the name, and excellence is Ricky Goldman.